Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two single malt Scotch whiskies, and this one is, I'm going to turn the light on, but the glare is bad. This one is Glenglassaugh Evolution, introduced in 2012. This is 50% alcohol, no age statement, but it is aged in ex-Tennessee barrels, whiskey barrels, ex-Tennessee whiskey barrels, and it's non-chill filtered and has no added coloring. Here we have Glen Moray, introduced in 2014, Glen Moray Elgin Classic. It's part of the Classic series that was introduced 9 years ago, and there's so many different ones. This one is aged approximately 6 years, so it's an average. It's not a definitive age statement, but the website says average of 6 years in ex-bourbon barrels. So they're both using ex-bourbon barrels to age the whiskey. This is ex-Tennessee whiskey barrels. That's a type of bourbon. And price, this one's running about $48 to $50. Evolution, $48 to $50. But I got it at Savannah discount for $15.99. True story, $15.99. I couldn't get over that one. At first, I didn't buy it because I thought it's some kind of weird brand. Then I was researching it at home, and I was like, oh, yeah, I have to buy it. So next time I went to Savannah Discount, they still had some left, and I got it. Now, this is Glen Moray. I paid $24.99, and I'm noticing that total, and this was like 3 years ago, I'm noticing that Total Wine more today, they have it for $26.49, $26.49, only $1.50 more. Daryl Macias says, good morning, Ronald. Good morning to you. Daryl, thanks for watching. All right, so let's put some light on the subject. Get off the foil cap. Get the foil cap off. Glen Moray Distillery, wooden cap. Real hunk of cork. You see that? This is one of those distilleries that was shut down for a long time, and then got a new owner, and it got refurbished, and now they've been back open since 2008. So 15 years. Okay, but it's an old distillery, but it's back in operation in recent times. Imported by Brown-Forman Beverages, Louisville, Kentucky. Glenglassaugh Distillery, Port Soy, Aberdeenshire, Scotland. Glenglassaugh.com. I'll put the link below for you. They're showing two birds and some barley stuff, but you can look at the website. They have a bunch of different offerings. I don't really see it often. So no added color, non-chill filtered. That's the real color it gets, gold, aging for so many years in a wood barrel. Ex-Tennessee whiskey barrels. Take off the foil cap for the Glen Moray. It's cork, but it's that kind of pressed together cork, you know. I call it particle board cork. Still cork, though, not rubber. All right, Glen Moray. This distillery was opened in 1897. Two years after my great-grandmother was born in 1895. All right. So it's produced at the Glen Moray Distillery. They don't say anything about non-chill filtering or not colored, but look how light it is. It's aged 6 years and it's still that light. Now, I don't think they're adding color. It's light as that. I could be wrong, but man, it seems like that's pale. That's not even, that's more like straw than gold. Oh, I say. Four Loko Black Cherry is awesome, says Daniel. Well, that's I don't know if I've ever had that one. I know they got the new Warhead special, but I hadn't seen it. People asked about it. The less I drink Four Loko in my life, the happier I'm going to be. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not saying it's a bad product. I'm not saying it's not well made. My friend David said, that stuff's garbage. I said, yeah, but it's high quality garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's well produced. It's perfect for what it is. Flavored malt beverage, super strong, 14%. I just hate what it is. You understand? It's good for what it is. I just hate what it is. Okay. And that's a personal opinion. That's not it's just a preference, not an indication of the quality, but I wouldn't recommend ever drinking that stuff. It's too strong. No beer should be 14%. Beers need to be around 5% or less. But it's up to you, whatever you want to consume. If you think that's going to help you, I'm telling you, it ain't going to. But as I sip whiskey, but sip, get it? Sip. Not, oh, I drank a whole bottle of scotch last night. No, that's the bad way of doing it. I think these are going to smell and taste pretty close. So the only thing that's going to tip me off more than likely is going to be the alcohol level, the 100 proof versus 80. It's a big difference. 50% alcohol versus 40%. I think that's going to be the key. Now, the next question is going to be, there's a little peatiness in this, a little, like the compost, no smoke. So if you're looking for smoke, these are not those kind of Scotch whiskeys, all right? Something kind of hair on my face. Okay. Yeah, pleasant. Smells like cereal grain a la barley. You can buy pearl barley at the store in a bag, and you can make it, boil it, and it comes out like rice, something like rice. I never had pearl barley, and people put beans on it and stuff. But I would suppose if you boiled it, and it would probably have a similar taste, like grain. Cooked grain. That is exactly what it is. It's cooked malted barley. No. Single malt. I mean, it's all coming from a single distillery. Or at least it's all distilled there. Okay. Yeah. Similar, like the cooked cereal, but much lighter in the nose. Much, I don't want to say duller, because that's not really right. But it's just lower profile. It's not as bold, however you describe that. Taste time, cheers. Strong. Heavy. Got to take my vitamin C, 500 milligrams. Strong, heavy, rich flavor. You get the ex-Tennessee barrels, whiskey barrels. Some people were saying it's George Dickel. I guess it could be. But I never did see anything official about that. Like, it's just, I heard it's George Dickel. Well, I heard that it was Donny Osmond. I don't know. I need some official information. And I haven't seen anything. You go look on Glenglassaugh, all they say ex-Tennessee whiskey barrels. They don't say anything about George Dickel. Now, when I was doing some more further research on this rye beer, brewed and then aged in rye barrels from Boulevard. I know it's Templeton rye barrels because they said on the web, they said on a video they made a video, Boulevard video about that beer. And the guy says, we use 100%, all the beer, it's not partly aged, 100% of the beer is aged in Templeton rye barrels. I said, well, that's pretty definitive. Coming from a person who's the head brewer at the brewery. Well, that's what we call primary sources. You don't use hearsay evidence as your backup. Somebody was trying to throw that at me yesterday about baling cardboard. And she was saying, I told you I deal in facts, or I get my facts. I'm like saying all you did was look up something on the internet, and I checked what she was telling me, and it was just somebody saying it, just somebody like, oh yeah. And then I checked some more expert sources. American, it's like American Baling Rentals or American Compactor. That was American Compactors Rentals. And that's a company that's been selling or renting compacting machines for like decades. And then it was another company called Vulcan Wire, and they make baling wire. I'm thinking, well, I bet you that's more credible than somebody on Reddit making a comment. Whoever that could be. We don't know. How do I know? How do I know that's non-chill filtered and has no color in it? It says on the website. They're not. Some people say, well, they're probably lying. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, they're lying. That's what they want to do. Undermine their credibility and get caught. Yeah, right. Okay, well, get back to planet Earth now. The Glen Moray, is it so elaborate you just can't believe it? If it was elaborate, then I wouldn't be able to believe it. Okay, it's $24. It's a 26 right now, $26.49 single malt Scotch. Not the cheapest you can get. Actually, I can find cheaper than that. But just a lower priced one. It's their introductory model. It says on the website, it's their base model after all, and it's just kind of basic and but it's very pleasant. It's well made, and it would certainly score in the A area. Wouldn't be lower than an A minus. I can't see that. So it's very pleasant amount. They're trying to introduce people to Scotch whiskey, so they're not going to give them a blast of peat and smoke on the first hit. They don't want to chase people away. So like they're saying on the website, they want to slowly draw people in with a very mild, mellow approach. I'm a little different because I do like the bold attack right off the bat, but everybody really didn't like that. So I mean, when I first tried some craft beers in '96, I thought they were extreme, like, oh wow, Turbo Dog. I couldn't get over it, but it made me interested. I wanted to try more. I wasn't used to it, but I was like, oh, I dove into the swimming pool and it wasn't warm, I got chilled, but now I'm getting acclimated to it. So, and then I kept trying them, you see. There's a little peatiness in the nose, but it's so faint. Mainly, you know what this tastes like? What I just talked about. Cereal grain. And it's sweet in like most whiskey, whether it's American, Canadian, Irish, Scotch, has that sugar water taste. I don't know. I'm sorry, but to me, whiskey tastes like sugar water. Now, that might seem very embarrassing. People roll their eyes, say, I can't watch this channel. He's going to say whiskey tastes like sugar water. Well, that's what it tastes like to me. Do I drink sugar water? Well, no. But that's what you use with Kool-Aid and whatnot. So, but that's what it tastes like. I'm sorry. Whether they high, middle, or low, grade, but it's fine. It tastes nice. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I recommend it for $26.49 a total wine. I couldn't see going above 30, but I think some store have it above 30, but I wouldn't buy it. I think if I checked Walmart, I'd be like, what? I was at Walmart the other day and I looked at that. I thought the price was a little much, but I can't recall what it was. Sometimes Walmart has great prices. Other times you just shake your head and say, oh, what are they thinking? Crazy. I know the tomato went way up, but that's another story for another morning. Does this have the sugar water taste? It does have that, but it's a lot stronger. It's like heavy, intense, strong, higher quality, higher quality, more elaborate. Kind of tastes like ex-Tennessee bourbon barrels, I guess. This other one, ex-bourbon, kind of like the same thing. Now, is it really twice as good? Because, you know, 26 times 2 is 52. So then you add the 49 cents, $52.98, which is what you might pay for this. If you see Glenglassaugh for $52, don't be shocked, because that's about the price. But like I said, you might find it for 48 here and there. But like I found it for $15.99. I can't even explain that low price. That's insanity. But I like that kind of insanity. I went crazy. I was being crazy along with it. And I've been pleased so far. It's good. I like it. Not my favorite Scotch that I had. That's Ardbeg 10. But and I got a long way to go. But that's all right. I'm not in a rush. Some people, they act like they're in a rush. You know, I'm in a rush. I'm in a rush. I'm in a rush. I'm not in a rush. All right. So but I have every Rush studio album. All right. Anyway, but seriously, this is the Glenglassaugh. It's better, but I don't know about twice as good. You know, would I pay an extra $26 for it? $24? I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that. That's it. Got it. But I told you the proof's going to give it away. Extra 10% alcohol. Yeah. It's usually hard to get around that. It's not cheating. It's just what it is. Now, Tomatin. Now, Tomatin's 86 proof, 43% alcohol. So it's much closer, 43 versus 50. So that could be more of a challenge, but I don't think it's going to be a particularly difficult challenge. Tomatin is nice. I prefer it over Glen Moray, although I like Glen Moray. I think Tomatin Legacy, but they sell it as Dualcus in the United States because of a trademark problem. There's already Legacy whiskey here, so you can't sell Legacy if there's already Legacy. They just changed the name to Dualcus, which is Gaelic Scottish language for legacy. All right, anyway, that's going to be interesting, but probably be predictable like this one. So if you want to skip it, I wouldn't take offense at it. But anyway, that's it. The winner, Glenglassaugh Evolution, and as expected. And so we move on to Tomatin, Dualcus Legacy on the next challenge date. Craig Swenson says good morning and cheers. Good morning to you. I'm going to check out the news now, everybody.